Good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. So we have the last Let's Do deals for the year, Tuesday. Okay, next week, January, I forget which day, but it'll be 2023. So now the Let's Do deals will continue. We are going to start incorporating quite other social medias as well. I know we talked about TikTok, which we do have a channel, and we go live on it from time to time. We go live on YouTube, but all the recordings do end up on YouTube. So, and all over the social media, which you can get access to at garciamhu.com. If you're watching us on here on Instagram, I've already pinned a couple of our sites and a couple of links that we will talk about here in a few minutes. But tonight, it's Let's Do Deals. This is not a coaching call. This is a deals presenting call. Now, like we said in the past, if if you're new to this channel, obviously, the Zoom is, we don't join at the Zoom anymore. I do record on Zoom because, again, I want to make these calls available for you to go back and rewatch them and see them if you get on here late or just want to watch the replay. But the only way to come onto our Zoom is if you send us an email, Let's Do Deal, send us an email and say, hey, I have a deal to pitch. Because yes, you do have access to pitch deals on our platforms, which, on here we have X amount of followers on every social media, but YouTube has well over 5,000 followers. So, the goal is always to, when you're making a sale, trying to purchase a sale, is make connections and, getting your deal out there, letting people know that you have a deal, a mobile home. It's obviously by pitching it out there. So, and we do have social media, also the Facebook group pages, which we have 5 group pages now. I'm not going to go down the list on all of those. We'll put them on our social media, but we do have the Let's Do Deals Facebook, which all of you should follow on there as well. Typically on Wednesday, we put a recap also on there of tonight's call. So that being said, no more time wasted because, like I said, we do have quite a bit announcements to make. Excuse me. So we're going to jump onto the deals. Let's pitch deals. Awesome. Okay. In case you're wondering, why am I still sharing from a smartphone to a screen? I have not figured out Instagram, but we're going to change those things this weekend coming up. Again, I got announcements, so just bear with me. We're going to get into that. But here is our spreadsheet. Very simple Excel as I go through every week. Now, I'm not going to go through deal by deal. That's on you. You do that on your own time. Yes, any and everybody has access to the spreadsheet. In the past, we talked about making this only sharing them with certain student investors, certain investors, maybe other people cannot have access. A lot of things coming back and forth. Everybody has access to the spreadsheet. Bottom line. So if you are interested in this, in any of these deals, or want to review our inventory, latest and greatest inventory, send us an email, j@garciamhu.com, and we'll be sure to send you the spreadsheet. Each and every time you open it, you are seeing the latest saved versions. So, all right, I'm going to cover about 4 mobile home deals, and then I'm going to show you how one. I'll actually show you after this one here. So this one is 2-bedroom, 1 bath, single wide down in Macon, Georgia. It is metal on metal, so it's one of our favorites, of course. Metal on metal is because they're easy inside and outside rehab. That's why I like those. So lot 43 ARV, after repair value, means that if you come in, you rehab this mobile home, you make it livable, presentable, and put it on the market, especially this time of year, coming into January, you should get around 19,000 cash or best offer. Okay. Now, obviously, get creative, exit strategies. That's on you. I would obviously suggest now in this community here, in most of these communities that we have on here, unless we tell you otherwise, investors are welcome and subleasing is welcome as well. So that's one of the many pluses to working with us, is that the homes that you see on here are not just an inventory that we find or we're just trying to wholesale. We have a lot of, we built relationships with these park owners, and we have a lot of access to doing a lot of these things, including, maybe depends on your exit strategy, approving such. Airbnb is something we do in many parks now, which was one that we struggled beginning at because it was all about, again, credibility and making sure we were doing what we said we were going to do. And once you get that checked out, it kind of just works in everybody's favor. So we're doing a lot of that, but definitely on there. Lot rent 350 in this community. I want to say it includes water, but let me confirm on that one. So it does include water. Rent the rates around 650, give or take. Yes, probably around 675. I would put her in January. And asking for this specific mobile home is 5,500 or cash or best offer. So get with us. Now, here's another thing I've been doing, and I've done this with a couple of investors. But again, ask. All you got to do is ask. We got one investor who steadily buys inventory from us, and his goal is to start out hopefully by flipping them. He does not mind doing some and keeping them if he's going to do a lease option or rent to own. But he comes to me and says, Jay, I don't have 5,500. Now, notice you, obviously, that's what you're asking on here. Is there any potential that you will finance the 5,500 to me? maybe add some little bit of interest on top, and that'll let me come in with a smaller down payment to that. It'll allow me to get the home up and ready, and we kind of both win, hand in hand in that. Now that's, let's say I do an agreement with them for a year. I'm not going to do more than that on something that's because I don't want to encourage that either. These being fixer uppers, the funds are low as is. I mean, mobile homes are low entry, low risk, high reward. Again, okay, but again, get creative. So yes, something like that, I would say, well, give us a $1,500, $2,000 down payment. Maybe we'll do 800, 900 a month for the following X amount of months, and it'll check out. He's done that a couple of times, and by month two or by second or third month, he had done flipped it. So he made his profit, came and paid us in full, and it checked out on him. So again, just ways to get creative. But I want to show y'all one of them. Now, inside pictures for this, by the way, send us an email, send us a message. We will get some interior pictures of this one and upload them. So just kind of bear with us on that. R37, and a reminder to y'all, this specific spreadsheet, I'm looking for the tab. I'm going to find it. I think it was in the bottom. Actually, here it is. Something. This spreadsheet is my original spreadsheet. This is the spreadsheet that I invented for myself. This is how I kept up with them, and I just kept loading more and more mobile homes on there, more and more, and just said, well, it's a good way for me to keep up. After a while, we realized that there's so much inventory, we cannot rehab all the above. That's why we come in and we offer to investors. If you are a student, GMHU, then you get first dibs on the above. But don't forget that this very spreadsheet that all of you see is the same spreadsheet that I myself invest out of. I could easily have a couple crews sitting around and say, hey, we need some work to do. I will come on the spreadsheet and say, here, let's go ahead and rehab this. Let's go ahead and rehab that. It just depends on the timing and what we are looking forward to. Now is the best time to invest, and I assure you, we are doing more rehabs. My gosh, we have moved more mobile homes this year. We have done more flips this year. We have done more rehabs this year. We also have the most busted pipes this year. That's a new one for us as well than any other year. So everything but the last one, awesome. Okay, we'll put a little report on that again. Stay to the end. I want to kind of scope of those things, but getting carried away. But anyway, this is one of the mobile homes that was on here. Now I don't know if everybody can I zoom out? No, I cannot zoom out. This is one of them that we decided to rehab. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, located in Thomaston, Georgia. Now, most of these mobile homes, even if they have a central heating there, we don't really think it's going to work. I mean, most of those sit there forever, and some may work, some not. We've gotten lucky in the past where some check out right away, and some just kind of leave it alone. So the expenses, and we talk about this highly at the Shadow event, by the way. When you think about the biggest expenses in a mobile home, you got electrical, you got plumbing, you got the roofs, and then you got other things like obviously details inside. But we also covered the whole central heat air. Most mobile homes, after they're new and been sitting there for a while, you'll see that most of them have window units. Why is that? Well, one reason is you're talking about 5 to maybe 7,000, and we price these, by the way, 5 to 7,000 to put a new central heat and air system into a mobile home. So again, when you're talking about an investment of 5,000-6,000 and you can get a flip out of it for 20,000-25,000, is it worth coming in and saying, hey, let me go and add a $7,000 central heat and air unit? It's not going to work. That's not going to happen. Also, okay, now I can't say this for all of them because new units, new mobile homes are obviously being made very nicely, to say the least. I mean, they check out. These are houses now, the new mobile homes. But older units, we once had a little lady who said her central heating air had gone. Now, she was rather upset, and she came to us more as a suggestion. Obviously, we invest in mobile homes and we coach people. Jay, what do you suggest I do since my central heating air stopped working? I said, the next best thing to do, based on obviously money-wise, would be go ahead and get you a couple window units. Well, she got a few window units and put them in like we suggest to her, obviously, but we did say go ahead and get the dual ones, get the ones that have cold and heat in them, so you don't have to kind of get rid of them in the winter and that sort of thing. And within a couple months, she let us know that my bill has actually dropped almost by half of what I was paying with the central heat and air. So look, I'm not encouraging get rid of the central heat and air, but it was a plus to hear that not only did she not have to get a whole central heat and air system, but that her bill had dropped by half. She was happy. She was pleased. So let me go on. But this unit, the reason I mentioned it is because this unit did have a central heat and air system that looked fairly decent, good condition. So the contractors that we had out there, we had them check them out, and apparently they had to replace a couple little things. Now that is not my strong suit by any means, central heat and air. I don't mess with them. I don't know about it, so I'll leave it as is. I'll leave it to a professional. I'll say that. They checked it out and replaced a couple of things or whatever it was, did not exceed over $100, which was great. And voila, hot as could be and cold as can be. It checked out. So what does that do to our mobile home now, in a sense? We were asking for 18,000 cash or best offer. Obviously, we'll finance with 5,000 down payment, 675 monthly. If we do a rental, which month to month, that's coming to an end this month, and that's because now it's that time of year. So we are doing month to month, and then we're going to convert them into lease options, rent to owns at the beginning of January or February. But it's that time now, so we're just going to wait to do a complete flip or finance it. 18,000 cash or best offer. Once we got the central heat and air system working, we up this to 20,000. Okay, that's a good little bump, right? Checks out. And being a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, you know, now numbers wise, I had written them earlier to kind of go over them, and I'm not going to get too specific on here. So we got a couple more deals to present, but we were in it around 7,300, 7,300 give or take. So I went ahead and rounded up that to 7,500. Now, when I say that, I am talking all exclusive $7,500. Okay, when we talk about that, it includes the rehab. Okay, that's the labor, the material, the holding, which could be lot rents that we pay, the utilities. Obviously, we got to have water. We have to have power on there. And yes, I highly encourage that even if contractors say, I don't need power because I got all power tools. Well, that's great and all, but how do you know if a plug-in doesn't work or a light fixture? You can't check those kind of things. So yes, I suggest get the power on, but you know, it's not much on that. We can coach on that. Insurance, basically everything, and including the mobile home, we're all in for right around 7,500. So somebody do the math, the ROIs. If something like this, check out. Oh, the mobile home, by the way, the community, the park owner, which we do a lot of investments with them, a lot of business. We have sold him a lot of mobile homes, also brought him into his community. They put a new deck on the mobile home before we got it, and they put a new roof. Again, guys, I mean, you're talking about brand new roof, central heat and air works. We've had a couple of units that have brand new electrical and all plumbing. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Okay, when you're talking about now coming in and not have to do little fixtures on the inside, I mean, that's nothing. You know, these numbers go up and up. A lot of people say, well, how can I add value to the mobile home that's going to increase my ROIs? And they start getting in this thought mentality of, well, if I put granite countertops, if I put a different type of carpet, if nonsense, that's ridiculous. I mean, that is a better appeal that may definitely sell the home quicker and people like it better, but it does not add value. New roof, that adds value. Central heat and air, that adds value. All new plumbing, that adds value. All new electric, there you go. Bingo, all around. Okay, everything else cosmetics, and do not forget that you sell these based on the comps, the comparables, which is whatever is around the community. So if you're coming in with this idea of putting 15, 20,000 on a home that everything else is selling for 20K, you're at a loss. Okay, bottom line. Let me move on. Next one, we got Griffin. These are not going to last. We got investors pouring in like crazy at this time, which is that time of year. I keep telling you, Jay, when is the best time of year to invest? Always just find the right exit strategy. But the best time to flip them for cash is coming right around the corner. That's called income tax time. You got thousands of us walking around everywhere. People have money. So that being said, January, February, March, and April. I used to say May, but people run out of money before May. So let's just going to keep it to April. People also get money quicker now, apparently. Got a lady who says she's going to get her income tax on the first week of January. My goodness, how's that even possible? But anyway, that's good. That's great. That being said, is that now I have to have as many mobile homes rehab and ready for the market. So that's what we're doing, and that's what we do every year. This next one is lot 45. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, lot rent, $390 includes trash, and the water is metered, which means that you pay the actual water bill to the community, but it's only based on your usage, because that's great. Asking 5,500 cash or best offer. Rental rate, GMHU, let's change this to 675, and all these numbers are going up. January 1st hits, all these numbers are going up. A lot of these lot rents are also going up as well. If you're already doing business with some community parks and you are not aware, you might want to check and ask, when is the next date lot rents go up? It is typically either twice, hoping not, or once a year, but it's typically around January. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay? I'll go through the pictures on these as well. Solid units, my favorite, always metal on metal. They're just durable. I mean, that wood stucco want to be, I don't like that stuff. That stuff tears. You know, around the skirting is typically the first place it goes, and it's because the skirting catches the water. It does not allow it to drip like it should. So you got that wood just sitting there with water, and after a while, it just kind of starts to mold it. It's just terrible stuff. So, but anyway, that's not what you got here. Leave these check out. Lot 47, next one, right next door. It is also a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, asking us the same thing, 5,500. Cash up has to offer a lot rent 390, same thing, includes trash and water metered, so that's a good thing also. And that's always great too. When you got a community parks that have a flat rate or charge X amount of water, but it's different every other month, that could be a question mark in itself. To me, I would say show me the metered water. I mean, can't really say you charge me more or less, unless you actually check it. But lot 47. So after repair value on these, we're putting around 17,000. I don't know that that's the correct numbers. Let me see this other one. Yeah, we got that on both of these here. I have to double check on that. There is a very large investor, from my understanding, who invests in the same community. He basically considers himself to own the park because that's how many RTOs he has in him. I won't say any more details on the above, but my understanding is that he is charging for a 3-1, getting 3-1-3-2s single wides, well over 1,000 a month. Mine is a lot, of course, but okay, those kind of numbers I like, no doubt. So we're not going to have competition when our numbers are a little bit lower, but definitely keep up with market numbers as well. So let me see. All right. 1 second. All right. Anybody joining us just now, just reminder that we do these calls every Tuesday. Today is the last Tuesday of 2022. We're going to be right back next Tuesday, so don't go nowhere. I'm just saying, this is the last one of the year. So we had the last coaching Sunday, which was 2 days ago, 2022. I don't realize, so I looked at my calendar. But again, that's not going anywhere either. So let me talk about a couple of announcements real quick, and then we'll get into a couple more of these deals here and a couple more opportunities as well. We are doing, if anybody's interested in JVs, get with me ASAP. We typically already cut those off by this time of year. And it's just because, again, now our focus is to flip. We've been rehabbing, hiring contractors. We're dealing with all kinds of materials. And as of yesterday and today, I have been fixing water leaks everywhere. We are located in Georgia. So in case y'all are not from this area, we had a very cold front come through and it has frozen everything. So pipes are everywhere busting, but that's part of being an investor, right? We knew it was coming, so it is what it is. So, all right, Saturday, 10 a.m. Don't forget the Saturday, 10 a.m. we go live. It is Instagram. Sometimes TikTok is going to be TikTok very much moving forward. So both Instagram and TikTok. Now, we have a new investment that we have invested in. It has nothing to do with mobile homes, but we're going to make it every bit part of. It's going to be a better way for me to coach students and investors. We might hold events at this specific area. I won't give any more details. Give it a little surprise that we will, but I'm going to be there live at this location on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So definitely join us on that. We'll have that's our weekly mobile home update. So any deals, any coachings, live, virtual, anything coming up, we'll discuss on the about. And don't forget, last year, January 1st, 2022, I presented 3 new exit strategies within mobile homes: Section 8s, veteran assistance, and Airbnbs. We do them all. They check out. Airbnb, my favorite. Airbnb is my favorite overall, period. I mean, we like flips, we like lease options, but Airbnbs are phenomenal. Better, different clientele, and it just checks out. The ROIs, love them. So we got a lot more ROIs, a lot more Airbnbs coming, because we are going to be doing a few campers coming January as well. So we're looking into a whole lot of things. And, I'm mentioning all these things because do not forget, we coach you all the about. Everything you see us do, I coach individual investors as well. This time of year, yes, I slow down a bit because, again, our focus is to rehab. But come January, I will ease back a little bit from the rehabs, start posting all these mobile homes on the market, and focus on a lot of the coaching as well. Okay. Same Saturday coming up at 11 p.m. Yes, 2300 military time. 11 p.m. EST time, we will go live again at this investment, which you'll know what that investment is at this specific time. And we're going to do the countdown. We will do the countdown now. We're going to be live. I'm shooting to be live on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, LinkedIn, maybe. We'll see. Okay. But we're going to be live on all the about. So if you come and join us on Instagram, you will see that we're live. It is going to be basically the countdown. But again, we will be at the new investment that we're doing. Anybody in the Tampa area, be sure to say hello as well. That's where we're going to be. So that's what we got coming up. Sunday, like I mentioned, the coaching continues. Sunday coaching series. So that's going to be 8 p.m. EST time. I hope. Let me confirm on that one. We'll be traveling back. So I got to see on that. Make sure we confirm. I don't want to tell you something and it's not going to be. Okay. Shadow event. You've been asking about it. A lot of y'all did not get to attend, and some of y'all paid and didn't attend. Those I don't understand. Okay. But anyway. January 28th, live in Central Georgia. I don't know if it's going to be down into the Warner Robins Macon area or probably closer into the Griffin area. where we have tons of rehabs going on at this time. The goal is always to take care where we're having the most investment rehabs going on, because that's the goal. We want to coach you step by step, from how to talk to sellers, park owners, park managers, direct sellers, and buyers. How to make offers. What is the MAO, maximum allowed offer, that you can make on mobile homes? Meaning the actual value as is on individual mobile homes. How to hire contractors, handymans, how to do exit strategies. Like I mentioned, we got 3 new coming up in January, which I'm going to give them out Saturday morning. We'll give out 2. I already gave one up. That was the elderly housing, which is very much like veteran assistance, and Section 8 is very government-like, but we'll talk about those on Saturday morning as well. But January 28th, sign up. There's only 20 spots on there. Why do I like only 20 spots or a small group? It gets me the ability to be more personal. And don't forget, mobile homes are small. The mobile homes we got in the back. Can you imagine fitting 40, 50 people? We had one shadow this year. It was, I want to say, around May. And I had my reps, my agents blasting it out, and nobody really kind of kept up with how many people have signed up. We got RSVPs. I just kind of go with it. I finally asked one afternoon. I remember asking how many people have signed up so far, kind of go and get the files, folders, and everything ready for them. We were over 40 people at that time. Obviously, we're not going to reject anybody. That's never going to happen. But we said, wow, 40 people. So by the time, other people want to join, family members, family investors, we said, just, put it at 50 cutoff. So 50, and we still had over 10 other people that wanted to join. So we had to break up those groups to get them inside of small mobile homes, because 50 people were not about to walk inside of a mobile home together. That's not going to work. So we split them, but it was a great event. And bottom line, I like to keep those small. It is the first shadow of the year, so we're going to keep it a 1-dayer. Shadows are 2 days now, but you get the exact same coaching. The only difference is that we don't have 4 other speakers that come in and talk about other aspects of real estate. So it is going to be you listening to me all day, okay? About 8-hour event. Let me see. One more for you. All right. So, the goal is to have more coachings, whether it's virtual or live in person. And if we do have them live in person, we are going to offer a virtual option as well. So let me go ahead and say that as well for these shadow. Yes, if you cannot make it, we understand life happens. You have a life, you have things going on, but you still want to join us. The virtual option will be available. So that being said, however, I want to have more and more coachings, because we're going to continue to add more coaching, more education, and adding value. That's always my goal. A lot of people are coming to me and saying, well, if I had X amount of funds, I would be able to do more rehabs. If I had more funds, I can get into this here, I can get into that. Find excuses or find results, either or, but easier said than done. So here's what it got me thinking is, a lot of these investors are wanting to get in, but they don't care to wholesale. If you don't want to wholesale, that's understandable, but you will wholesale sooner or later, because the more you invest, the more deals that you come upon. At one point, you can't just say, well, I'm not going to take this one because I don't have the funds or I'm busy. Take it anyway, put it on the contract, and wholesale it. Create a win-win-win situation. You get to assign it, which means you make money. The buyer gets to buy a mobile home because they were looking for one, and the seller gets to sell because they had it for sale. So everybody wins that way. So keep that wholesale in mind. But along with that, you got hard money, you got private money. There's very few little traditional lending, not enough for me to really recommend. But what I can recommend is, and remember, I'll only coach people what I do. You're not going to see me or hear me read out of a book and say, I think over in the promised land, they designed this, and I think it checks out. I don't care for that. If I'm not doing it myself, I'm not going to coach it, okay? That would make me a teacher and not a coach. So that's why every exit strategy, I do it first, and then I present it, because I know how it works out. I'm in it. Credit cards. Use credit cards. Now, I know there's a whole issues with it's going to ruin your credit. It's going to lower your credit scores. You shouldn't use over X amount of limits. All nonsense. I will teach you how to use credit cards. So I'm thinking maybe the 2nd or 3rd week of January, I'm going to put a coaching on. Now, it is going to be a paid coaching, but it's not going to be much, guys. Now, I'm saving you thousands, and I'm showing you how to use an extra exit strategy, ways to use money. Okay. Yes, there's interest, but when I start breaking the coaching when it comes to credit cards, you will understand why I use my 30 credit cards for investing in mobile homes. Yes, you can use credit cards to buy mobile homes, to buy the materials, okay, to pay handyman. How do you pay handyman if it's a credit card and they don't have somewhere to swipe it? I'm going to coach you how to do that. I'm going to coach you how to get excess amount of credit cards. The goal is always, and this was put to me years ago by a coach and mentor. He said, Jay, you should always walk around with $1 million worth of credit in your pocket. So it seemed like moons away. But the more you do it of anything, you get a little better. And sooner or later, you realize this actually works. That's what we've been doing. So, it's all about learning the methods of doing things. And that's what we're going to coach. So if anybody's interested, send us an email. I'm thinking second or third week, because the fourth week is the shadow. So I want to teach people how to invest using credit cards. All right. Let's see. I think I had a couple comments on them. I'm going to read them real quick. We're right at 7:30. So I'm in Texas looking for 2 single wides for my buyer who has been in Eureka, Georgia. Anything? Absolutely, my should. Here, I'm going to post my email on here. Email me on there, and absolutely, don't forget the desk spreadsheet that I was just sharing. You can have access to that as well, so you can also go in and check it out. But if you ever don't see inventory, you can always send us an email as well saying, hey, I'm looking to invest in a certain area. Do you have any inventory or any inventory coming? Okay, learn to raise your hand and ask questions. Because a lot of times that's how we can present deals. A lot of times too, we have other investors that may have inventory and we could likely just connect you with them. So, okay. All right, guys, that's 7:30. I got one more coaching after this. This is not a coaching. This is deals presented, but that does it for me this evening. So Saturday morning, 10 a.m., we go live on here on Instagram, live on TikTok. Visit GarciaMHU.com for all of our social media. Thank you for watching.